Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast where we try to figure it all out with your hosts, Brandon and Collin. On this week's show, don't let your burger turn into sadness.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am well.
Nice.
I am all sort of discombobulated here. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I thought I had it right, and then I realized that this is just not. It's not right.
That's how it works. You know, think it's good, and then it isn't.
Story.
Bad face.
Literally story of my life.
Yeah, right? Like, it's like...
think it's good. Psych.
Surprise.
No.
It's all gone wrong.
It has all gone wrong. Oh my gosh. Yes. My goodness. Well, let me get this. I've got windows in the wrong places. Oh. Windows in all the wrong places. Oh, I could probably turn that into a country song if I wanted to.
I did. You are giving a little Garth Brooksy. Like, so.
Good. That's really what I was going for. That's what I was hoping. So cleared that. Check.
Bang.
Bing. Oh my gosh. So, what's going on?
Just got back home from seeing you, and so
what? Yes, we survived a Thanksgiving holiday of sorts.
Indeed. Right. Collin had to go Black Friday shopping though, so I had to just leave him alone. I had to go
out mega early getting them deals, That's me. Gotta get them those deals and steals.
I was talking to I got a haircut the other day, right? So I was talking to the lady, and she was like, so do you Black Friday shop? And I was like, no, I never have done that. I just don't really see the point. And she has some insight that I think is important for everyone to know.
Yes.
Right. She was like, yeah, we used to go, a little bit, but like now they just start it so early, and it doesn't even feel worth it to go.
Ooh,
right? Because she said that it's not, I don't know if anybody else would agree with her, right? But she said it's not a challenge anymore. There's no reward. There's no reward for going because you can get all the stuff like a week early.
The exclusivity,
you can
the
get
deals.
it online. Yeah. Like there's like not really any exclusivity that's like worth it. And there's no, she used words like, you don't have to battle, and right? Like there's no like overcoming.
I was going to ask,
succeed.
How many people did this lady punch to get a Tickle Me Elmo?
Yeah,
that's what
I don't really know. She wouldn't go in details. Right?
How many people she KO'd on her way to Cabbage Patch Dolls?
Her, or I don't know, her aunt or somebody may or may not have attacked. But like, because there's no like challenge involved, it's not worth going.
Sure.
And I was like, that is a weird sentence, but also I think you may be onto something right there. Right? It's too easy. Right? Plus, nowadays, right? A lot of the deals aren't actually deals. Right?
Right.
They do the thing where they do the thing where some of them are. Okay. I'm not going to disparage all. Okay. Because obviously there are some things out there, are some good, but a lot of stores, right? They have the deals, right? But then they try to pretend like other things are deals, right? And they forget that the internet exists. And people are in their store like, I saw one at like, I think it was Walmart probably, and they were like, check it out. And it was like, it's on sale, $125, or it was like $120. And then they like scratched off the little piece of tape that they put over it. And it like the normal price was like $115. It was like, guys, what are you doing? Guys, see you.
Like, no, we see that.
Like, come on, can't trick everybody. Like, what are you doing? Because her input was that because it's not challenging enough, that there's no point in going.
That is true.
Like, you don't feel like a you've accomplished like a Herculean feat, right? It's just like me. Yeah, I went and I got.
And I had thought that there was a push for more like in-store things, like in-store exclusive and in-store deals, that kind of stuff. But I guess that has kind of gone away, or maybe the only exclusive that they have are like, and this bobblehead, wow, look at this, it's amazing.
Like, it's not like really particularly interesting, right? Like, I don't know, because again, have I ever gone Black Friday shopping? No, I have not. So sure. I don't really have a good like baseline for this, but I do feel like if there's no real reason to go into the store, and like, again, I don't know if there's like a thing that people want nowadays either, right? Because used to be there was always like that like have to have thing, right? Mm-hmm. But nowadays there's a have to have thing like on just a random like Wednesday. So like, do people really care about Black Friday if they're like flocking out to buy some random trendy thing just like on a Wednesday, because capitalism has spiraled so far out of control that the only way they can keep people consuming is to have a new trendy thing every other Wednesday. Who said that? What was that? Man, that was a weird breeze noise there.
Wow. Have we been hold on, we may need to switch to the other line. Hold on just a second.
Boom, there you go. So yeah, I don't know, but that was her take. That's what's interesting, so I'd share that with you. So I also have some other updates, right? Just new updates, right? Went to Christmas light display this evening.
Oh,
right? It's up and running now.
Just this evening.
Right?
Nice.
Yeah. So they've added like 4/5. I can't quite remember how many new things.
Oh,
in the deal. And it's pretty sweet, right? They have a couple new little ones that are like sponsored by the local. Some of them are like in memory of like so and so, right? Okay. They do those, and then they do like, or local businesses like add new stuff in there. So they've switched it up a little bit. And they've moved some things around, but it's very got a lot more, right? Students are very pleased. But I think most importantly, Collin, you're going to be pleased by one of them.
Oh,
because first of all, do the 4 wise men still exist? Yes. Don't worry. The 4 wise men. They tried to again. They've switched it around a little bit to try to make it look like there's not 4. But there's 4. Okay, there's 4. Fine.
Just can I okay, I will do this. I will next year. I think we should go in and we should sponsor only the 4th wise man. I think the other podcast should ask to sponsor just the 4th guy.
Just the 4th one. Like, hey, we want that guy.
I want my sign next to him, please.
Yeah. The other one. Anyway, so there's the 4 wise men are there.
Good.
I was a little worried because they like normally the big, huge, major thing is like parallel to the road, right? So it's all laid out in a big thing, right? This year, they've kind of angled it, kind of like a 30 to 45 degree situation.
Oh.
So it's like stacked up. When you see it from a distance, it's all like really dense, but then you drive by and you see all the pieces, right?
Yeah.
So they tried to hide that 4th wise man in there. I saw him. I know he's there. Right. However, other new installations include a T-Rex with a pickleball racket.
Oh no.
On the fence of the pickleball court.
Yes. This is perfect.
So it's purple.
Yes. What now?
It's giving we're back at Dinosaur Story. But
yes.
It's a vibe.
But vibes. That's not what it is.
Yeah,
okay?
Hold on. I gotta add vague references to or obscure references to our list of 12 days of Christmas things here. That's what we.
Oh, right. Oh, yes. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add that right now. But yes, there is a big purple dinosaur carry with the pickleball paddles. So
okay. Well, that's a good choice. That's a good, very timely with the rage of pickleball, and it's a purple.
True.
Oh, it's a purple pickleball dinosaur.
Yeah, and it is on the fence of the pickleball court.
Nice.
So it's just like a big wham right there. Like what?
Yep.
Astounding. Oh,
that's
other
nice.
Things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
Oh, yeah.
Other things?
These are other thoughts I just had on the way home this evening. Right. We were talked about before, like fast food restaurants losing their identity, like mostly McDonald's, like not remembering that it's a fast food restaurant.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I want to say, right, I think one important aspect of knowing that you're a fast food restaurant is remembering, because at least in the States, right? So all other outside US people, okay, here's some insight for you that you may or may not already know. Okay. It's very important, not very important, but because of the way that we have destroyed our railroad network, it is quite crucial that you be able to eat and drive simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it is very important that your fast food burger has a paper wrapper and not the box thing. Right.
Yes.
Because they put it in the box, they're all fancy, like, oh, here's a little clamshell box. How you can't eat that whilst driving? It's not possible. Right. It'll be disastrous. You need the wax paper wrap thing so that you can fold it around and hold the burger firmly in one hand whilst driving with the other. I know all of my European friends may be thinking that sounds absolutely insane. Yes, it does. But that's just the reality of living in the US. Sometimes you must eat and drive simultaneously. And I was thinking about this because we had to stop on the way home and get something to eat, right? And so we did. And we had part of the reason we chose where we chose to eat was the burger delivery system. Right? It's wrapped in wax paper. And so you can hold it efficiently.
Yes.
Whilst driving.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was part of the choice that went into this. Okay.
Oh man. This is a whole other discussion about foods for road trips. And I know people will be furiously writing in saying, don't eat while driving, but also.
Yeah. All the cops listening, right? So
yeah.
Listen.
No. Okay. But I think what you're hearing. Allegedly. I think what you're hearing here is a discussion to be conscientious of this, because what Brandon didn't say was, yeah. And then I pulled over and I got 15 wings and was dipping them in, in my sauce as I was driving down the highway. Or
no, you can't do that.
No, not doing this, but a burger, which is all wrapped and nice and neat and simple. And you can even, when they're wrapped well, you can even set it down and go back to driving and then pick it up.
You just put it back in the bag, right? You just keep the bag right there. And you set it in the bag and you're good to go, right?
That's what you do. But when you have a box, what are you supposed to do?
You can't do that. You can't drive and eat the box. It's dangerous is what it is, really. Right? So there's a different fast food experience. Okay, there is I'm gonna I guess you can go in and eat, but sometimes we get it and take it home, right? That's a different need than I'm going to still be driving whilst consuming this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to take into account what it is, because like you said, I can't have dipping sauces everywhere, all right, and drive at the same time. That's not working out.
No.
I can't do that. I can't be doing that nonsense. right? Your passenger, they can have dipping sauces. That's fine.
Mhm.
But the driver,
no dipping sauces.
you need to have. Yeah, you can't be having dipping sauces. That's just not a thing
Not about
to
this
do,
life.
right? No, it's a little more austere situation in the driver's seat.
And you have to be happy with it. And
I
just
mean,
fine.
you also can't have a messy, saucy burger, right? Like it can't be too crazy. Can't
Mhm.
have a bunch of extra stuff on it. Like it's got to be well constructed, stable.
Stable. You're looking for
Otherwise-
stability here.
Yeah, a good quality bun must be there. Otherwise, what you're just back in the boat of, oh no, it's in my lap and not in my mouth, right? That's not good. Okay, that's real bad.
It is. Yep. Bad things have befallen, and now I am hungry and messy and
sad,
sad.
right? Then
Mostly-
sadness
mostly
happens,
sad.
and that's not what you want. You don't want sadness in these situations. Okay, you're trying to get a burger, and then you don't want that to turn into sadness. Okay, that's really what we want to avoid at all costs.
Don't let your burger turn into sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's very important. Okay, don't let your burger turn into sadness. Okay,
Mm.
I'm gonna add pearls of wisdom to our
Oh,
list. That's what I'm
man.
gonna
That's what
add.
we need. We need the pearls of wisdom corner.
Oh man, we have a few we can
Yeah.
dig out. Right? Don't forget, be kind, rewind.
Yes.
Yeah, could forget.
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad that went well, and you had was the burger good at least?
It was quite good, actually.
Nice.
Yes. So here we go. Dang. All right. Yeah. So what else were you up to?
Well,
Renee, other than flitting around and
I was flitting quite a bit. Not a whole lot of things. Thankfully, it's been relatively quiet. With what's been going on. Whatever. Like clients are going to client. Like they're going to have comments. One lady, like some of the photos got messed up when they went through the software, and she was responded and was like, "I'd appreciate it if you could please make sure that the photos are clear and legible before you send them." And I'm like, look, they didn't know when they hit send. Okay, it looked fine on their end. The software actually scrambled them and made them look really odd, and actually made a few of them blank. Okay, like
probably in the encryption part, like it didn't
we didn't just
properly.
fire these things off and have it look horrible. So I felt I was a little like incensed at this. So I had to bite my tongue and say, I blame the software, which it wasn't because I reached out to the employee and they're like, no, they looked fine on my end. I don't know what happened. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like this kind of stuff happens.
Mhm.
So we, that kind of stuff comes up, but no, we've been, I'm still reflecting on my trip over the creepy bridge, at the Lamine River. Because
are you? This has affected you greatly.
It has affected me greatly. Because
staring into the turbid waters of despair.
It was. Well, so like we were really excited to go, and because I'd actually driven over this. Okay, so I had actually driven over this bridge several times before it was decommissioned. And
I was going to say, hopefully not recently, because that's a bad plan.
Yeah, it's fine. I just drove over, the gravel mound. It's fine.
Jeez.
What's the worst that could happen? But no, like when I was working with the Department of Conservation, this is right across some conservation property, and it was still used then. And so we would drive our truck across it, and it was terrifying then. But I was like, it was I had it romanticized in my head of like, it's really pretty out there. We should go see it. And initially on the one side, it was more fine. And then, like, as we got into the middle, it became very much less fine, where boards were missing, and then somebody had just gone in and like tacked in a random 2x4 to take over the place. Yes, yeah, like that's what we're talking about here. And then what I hadn't realized was the West Bank was actually a little bit higher than the East Bank, and so if you go from the gravel road, it kind of went straight into the bridge and up a little bit, and then it had a much more severe drop off on the east side.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that is when I really started to panic, because when they made the slope for the east side, they didn't make sure that all of the pieces of planks were like nicely pressed together. It was kind of like they had used up all of the wood for the west side, because they're like, oh, we have so much wood. We're never going to run out of this. And then like
oh no, we've run out of this.
Yes. Oh no, we're going to run out. So like the gaps between the wood planks start to expand.
Wider.
Yes. Yes, they do. As you get over
wider as you go across.
Yes. And as it starts to slant, right, then they really increase. And so you're like, oh yeah, like that's whenever my brain was like, oh right.
Run away.
Like, no, thank you. I don't know if it's because it's slanted or whatever. Like the planks are in also worse condition, so they're like a little bit soft as you're walking on them. And everything. Yes. And of course, at this time is whenever all of my family decides they just want to stop walking and like look around. This is now when they're like, hey, look over
on
there.
The jankiest part of the bridge.
Meanwhile, I'm behind them, being like, move. Move along. Keep walking. Keep walking.
Guys, no, we can't stop here. What are you doing?
No, this is the bad place to stop. It was back there up on the highest point. That was the cool part. Now keep going.
Oh,
we make it across, right? We have fun. It's great, kind of cool to see. Later, I learn that there's actually it's a stable rock bed crossing there, and the guy farms both sides of this river, and he drives his combine through this part, and it's like mega sketch, like
yeah,
mega sketch, combine through the river up these really steep embankments with the like combine-y thing out front, like it angles forward.
Oh, the harvester doesn't he take that off?
No, he drives through with it on. He doesn't have time.
That's a totally safe and logical thing to do. What could possibly go wrong?
What indeed?
Oh, Lord.
So we get back across very slowly and painfully, not without some jeers and jesting at someone's expense.
Much trepidation. And
I was very eager to get across quickly. Let's just say that.
Right, yes. Yeah.
And as we're approaching our car, Lillian goes, "Is that a fox?" And I go, "What?" And she goes, under our car. Is that a fox?" And I'm looking, and this little tail goes flip around one of the wheels. And I go, So we get down, and there's a gray cat who's sitting in our car. Now, we are miles from anything. And here's this cat curled up under her car. And I'm like, shoo, kitty, shoo. I'm about to go, right? Like, we're leaving. And this cat turns and starts to paw and climb up into the engine bay.
No, that's the opposite of shooting.
At which point I went, no, that's
panic.
not. And I took a handful of gravel and like threw it at the cat. And it got
at your car. Good.
Underneath my car.
Okay.
I was laying down on my side, and I kind of
threw the gravel right at my paint. It was
right
great.
at my car. Yeah. Right through into my window. I was like,
yeah. Like,
no, I'm laying on my side. I'm laying on my shoulder, and I kind of go straight out towards the cat. It pings off the bottom of the car, and it kind of like scares the cat, and the cat just goes back towards the back axle. And I'm like, well, no, that's wrong.
That's also not helping.
So I have to run. I find this long stick, and then I get down back on my shoulder, and I look, and I can't find the cat. And I look over back up at the engine, and it's crawling back up into the engine bay. And I'm like,
oh my gosh, what in the world?
So I take the stick, and I'm like, okay, sorry, PETA, but I'm like hitting this cat like aggressively, like not like beating it hard, but I'm like pushing and shoving and
trying
poking,
to get it out of there. Was it cold outside?
It was in the 50s, so it wasn't even all that cold, but it sure knew where to go. And it was supposed to get like cold that night, I think is what it was. Right. So it was so I'm like now frantic because I'm like, I am not doing this. Like, we do need I am not extending my time out here just so you can take a little nappy. And finally I get the cat down again, and I throw the branch at it again. I'm on my side. I huck it at the cat enough so that it shoots out on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And goes out into the bush. And I'm like, get in the car, everybody, we're going. I'm like, go. Yeah. So that we don't get chased down by this cat. And then, of course, I have to explain to the kids, like, why was Daddy so frantic for about 74 seconds? Because we enjoy cats and we don't want them to be not alive.
Word up in the belts and the gears and the
Yes. And then we drive south to a different input, to a different bridge, which is actually built. So the bridge we were at was built like in 1912 or 1918, something like that. The bridge that we were going to was built in the 1950s, and it's kind of this beautiful, like understated Art Deco bridge, like concrete bridge. Love it. And we're reading this plaque, and it's all about the impact of the Civil War at that bridge. Yeah, because apparently they built an entrenchment to fight off the Southerners at this. The entrenchment could hold 3,000 members, and this was a key strategic point, apparently, for that area, where they could try and protect that bridge, not the 1950s bridge, but like there was a bridge there.
Yes, I know the older version of the bridge.
Yes,
this is very Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Right, this is very the end of that movie.
And so, like, I'm reading, and what was cool was we started to get some bigger picture context for some characters that we had in history. We started to hear Price and Shelby and these names that we learned an extensive amount about, and the kids remembered from when we were at Wilson's Creek National Battlefield, because they made an appearance down there. And then we kind of got a better idea of what some of the Southern raiding parties would do, where they'd like come up kind of like near the Boot Hill, come up along the Missouri River, head out west, and then swoop down through like Clinton and Springfield, and then go back down into Arkansas. Like they do these huge long loops, and this was one of the places where they would cross, and so they had to fortify it. And that original bridge was burned like 5 times. And it turns out that the last time it was burned was by Jesse James when he burned the bridge and then held up a train so that he could,
as one does,
do his thing.
Right? Obviously.
And I was like, well, that's crazy. And like, turns out there were like 30,000 soldiers in the town, right? Like it was just around the corner. Like they were stationed there full time, and all this stuff worrying about. And unfortunately, the entrenchments are still there. They're huge structures, big earthen structures. You can't get to them anymore because they're on private property.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a little unfortunate, but like
that is true. Yeah.
Whatever.
You can see them from over there.
Yes, you can say over that way.
Yeah, there it is. Look,
there it is. There it is. All right. So that was kind of neat, of a little bit of a history lesson, and tie into something that we've already had discussed and learned about in Springfield and Wilson's Creek and some of these other things. So. And then as I was telling Dad this story, that's when he was like, we have family over there, right? And I was like, what? What? Huh? Tell me again. And then that's why that book was out whenever everyone was here. Because he was like, see how it says buried Otterville? And I was like, yeah. He was like, there.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, this is all very enlightening.
It's very random. Yes.
It turns out that the cemetery that we thought it was is not the cemetery that it was. I don't know if you heard this part of the story, but like
I heard the word you thought you knew where it was. Well, I heard that bit.
Yeah. Well, we thought it kept on calling it the cemetery, but that cemetery was coming up in a town that was still another like 27 miles east.
Oh.
And so Dad called the funeral home in Otterville and talked to like Derek or whatever, and was like, hey, is there this cemetery there? And he was like, yeah, it's on the north side of town. I was like, okay, It's not labeled anywhere on any Google or any online thing. You can't get a pinpoint there, but it's supposed to be on the north side. And I was like, we literally drove right by that to go to the creepy bridge. So like, let's do this.
Let's go back to the creepy bridge, guys.
Well, maybe not quite to the creepy bridge, just before the creepy bridge.
Oh, near the creepy bridge.
We'll go near to. Okay, now this is really sounding like. Okay, this is becoming an '80s movie because there is a creepy bridge, and I'm going to a cemetery. So.
See, exactly.
So we'll have to park on the east side. So I have to cross the creepy bridge to get to the cemetery.
Oh no!
I love this,
what
and we'll do it.
Wrong?
We'll do this. Oh, I don't know. Around dusk, I think that'll be a good time to do.
Clearly the best time to do such endeavors, right?
And it was a busy day, so I didn't have a chance to charge my phone, and my phone charger in my car just went on the fritz. And
yeah, obviously it's not going to be functioning correctly, right? If that would be the true 80s experience. Oh, who? No. Again.
Nope. So,
oh dear,
yes, this is our.
No.
I'm excited for this.
This is a plan that you have. So we'll see. Let us know how it goes.
What's the worst that could happen?
That we don't know how it goes. That's what the worst that could happen.
Oh, right. Oh, sure, fine. Yeah, you don't hear back from me. Oh, yeah. But when you get to the house to look for clues, what is sitting on our front porch but a gray cat?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Knowingly. Smirking, like, oh no.
I just
preening its tail, like, oh no. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's about all I have done and encountered since.
Well, that's quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of things.
I did survive.
Speaking of cemeteries, Collin.
Speaking of cemeteries. Yes. This is a great transition. Boom. Done.
Look at that. Adding segues to the list.
Segues.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to. I think we may have alluded to this potential fact, but I think it is worth mentioning. This is officially the oldest book we have read so far.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, because this was published originally in the paper in 1850, right? The other books that we've read from the 1800s were in the 1880s. So this is quite...
yes.
So, yeah. So Yankee and Treasure Island are both 1880s, I think. And then all the other ones are 1900s.
Yeah.
So with the Outsiders being 1960s. So, boom. There you go. So this is officially the oldest book.
Oh, I like this. I like this trend, by the way. Just can't wait.
Of going backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait for today on Oh Brother, Thomas Aquinas.
Yes. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway. So, we do.
Pictures of cave hieroglyphs that we're going to be interpreting.
True, yeah. No, it's Plato, it's the Republic. We're going to go.
Yes. Yes. See, it's all coming together. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Slowly back. All right. Yes. So we start as any good book does in a cemetery, just hanging out. I also want to talk about how this person's name appears to be Philip Pirrip, and that is horrible. Like, what on earth? Our narrator. Yes. So obviously you're going to go by Pip because no. Why would you do that?
No.
So yes, we begin in the graveyard. He's just sort of like hanging out with the gravestone of mom and dad here, right? I guess, like, Well, he's talking about how he's drawn conclusions about them based on the writing on the headstones. He's just sort of reflecting when his reverie is shattered by the mysterious individual, right? Who is? Go ahead. Sorry.
So my question is this: Is he learning this information for the first time? Right? Like, is this him?
I
grieving
feel like
at the cemetery.
Oh no, this is not. So the way that I just am thinking about this, right, is based on information that we learn in chapter 2.
Yeah,
this is him just like getting out of the house, right?
Oh,
like,
sure. Yeah,
I feel like he's just kind of out and about, and he's just. I don't know if this was his stated goal, or if he just sort of ended up here. But it kind of feels like he just comes here sometimes because it's like quiet and get away and stuff, and he like already knows all about these people a little bit kind of from this narration. So I'm imagining he just kind of is here to get away from living with his sister, right? Sister, right? Is that who yes. Who is kind of insane. So
oh my gosh.
Well,
yeah.
I think this is just him getting out of the house.
Okay.
I feel like this is
yes.
Yeah. So yes, there is a man here. A villainous type man, dressed in gray and quite disheveled and devilish.
And specifically a man with no hat.
Yes,
I had to remind myself that this is actually a sign of somebody who is not distinguished or in good ill or it is in ill repute because they are not dressed accordingly. But I love how it was. He said he was all coarse gray with a great iron on his leg. A man with no hat.
Yes.
Yes.
Broken shoes.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, not the great iron attached to his leg. No, that's not the weird part. It's that he has no hat.
Yes.
Yes. So we have an escaped prisoner just in a church graveyard. Sure. Anyway,
yes. I guess they go where there's not a lot of people.
I guess I don't really know what he was doing there. That's the real question. Like, what was this dude doing there? Like, why did he come here? Like, I don't know if he was like looking for something in the church. Like, I don't really know. But he's encountered young Pip and threatened him with pain of death and eating of his liver. That he needs to get him some supplies, right? And he's doing the old. I got a friend. You can't see him right now, but he's totally here, very real. He just doesn't go to this school. Right. He's doing. Right. Pip doesn't know this. Right?
No.
He's completely taken in, obviously. And he asks him for a file and some, again, I had to stop here a second and be like, sir, what is happening? I'm assuming we are writing in dialogue of some sort.
Given how they later go on to, he writes how they pronounce the marshes.
Yeah.
The meshes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I think this is what's happening here. At least
we just all of a sudden have, he says, because he says now, looky here with, Lookee, right? The question being whether you're to be let to live, you know what a file is. So he wants a file and some whittles.
Whittles.
Yeah.
Victual. Yes.
And victuals, right?
Victuals, yes.
At first I was like, what? Is that a blacksmith tool I'm unfamiliar with? I don't know
yes.
what that means. Uh-huh. And then contextually, I was like, oh, no. He means victuals. He wants snacks, right? Okay. That makes a lot more sense. So I don't know if this is how people actually talked during this time. Well, I'm assuming this is what we're supposed to be getting out of this is some sort of dialectic trapping here. But he threatens him. He threatens old Pip, says, you better bring him here to me. Well, not here, but he tells him where to go. It's like the fort. Is this where we're going? The fort?
Yeah,
down
the
by the
old
marsh.
battery.
Yeah, the
over
old
yonder.
battery. Yes. Don't say a word or make a sign concerning you have seen such a person as me to any person somever. Which again, I'm assuming this is a dialectic situation. But yes, so he says, yes, I'm doing this. And that's pretty much the opening of this book is he's just chilling in a graveyard and he gets threatened by a convict under pain of death to bring him a file and food. And then he scarpers off back home. What an opening.
What an opening.
What an opening.
Yep. And intermixed with this is quite the very well. I've enjoyed the scenery descriptions, helping set kind of what's been going on and how things are, a little bit about the world here. Like, I don't know if it's going to be important about how he was picking his way with his sore feet among the great stones, dropped into the marshes here and there for stepping places when the rains were heavy or the tide was in. Like, probably won't matter, but I appreciate that kind of detail, and it makes it like really sets where this is happening. And he goes on to describe the edge of the river and how he's watching these two things, and how his childlike imagination here. This ends with him kind of picturing this guy being the pirate that carved whatever, like up in what the lighthouse,
the pillory thing,
where it's like he kind of envisions that this was that pirate come to life, and now it's like kind of stalking him. Right,
he's talking about how he's in the little, in the cage. Right, they used to hang him in the cage up on the.
Yes.
Thing. Long John actually referred to one of these as well. Right. So,
yes.
Right. And so, yes. He did kind of think because he had that sort of countenance about him. Right. So, yeah, this was kind of weird. But I do agree that it was a pretty nice intro, but it was just just very like, what is happening? Like, we're in a graveyard. Here's a villain. Like, what?
Yep. Pretty. And again, speaking to Pip's young, childlike interpretation of this, like, obviously he's terrified out of his wits and trying to make some sense of this. But we later see the same thing come back into chapter 3, where he sees he's even envisioning what the cows are thinking as they're going. He's like, I wonder if they thought the same thing too as the cows were watching him go up. So it's just kind of like this very childlike,
very lively,
right. view on how things are going and playing out.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so then chapter 2, we get introduced to Miss Joe.
Yeah, and Mr. Joe. I will say, I just as a side note, I don't really know why this is. I haven't quite put my finger on it, but out of the 3 chapters that we read this week, chapter 2 is my least favorite. I don't really know why that is. I felt like maybe parts of chapter 2 were a bit. I did feel kind of like, yes, we got to get that weekly word count in the paper on a little bit, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but like, parts of it were dragging a bit, right? Like, but yes. I don't know. But yeah, we did meet the sister. We do meet we learn here that the sister is not a friendly lady, right? So she's a very aggressive, like all the time, and her husband's just kind of like, okay, sure, whatever. Like, he's pretty chill and easygoing, and she just kind of bosses him around all the time. Kind of what's happening here.
I love the phrase here of brought him up by hand, like that, and turning that into the negative, because that has this very real I did it by hand. Like, it was labor intensive, it was careful, it took skill and stuff to do. And he's like, yeah, by hand, as if you mean that she beat us all the time. Yes. Then yeah, I suppose she raised him by hand too.
Yeah, I like how he kind of makes a pun about the whole thing. And they keep bringing it up, right? That part was kind of funny. Right, but she does mention like here, right, it's kind of at the beginning. He's like, where were you? Blah blah. And that's why I think he was just kind of out hiding from her, probably. But he said, I was out. I've only been to the churchyard, and she said, churchyard. If it weren't for me, you'd have been in the churchyard long ago and stayed there. Who brought you up by hand? Right, again,
Right.
and that's where he brings it in, and then like he keeps joking about it because he is kind of inferred that she just like whacks her husband with whatever is at hand and makes him do stuff.
Oh, or the, what do they call the cane that she uses?
The tickler.
The tickler.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's great. Yep. And Joe's even like trying to help him out. He's like get the door, old chap, and have the jack towel betwixt you. Basically, like get something in between you and her.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Yeah, it was a wax-ended piece of cane, worn smooth by a collision with my tickled frame. That's when it.
Yep. Some of that.
Because she's been looking for him because she didn't know where he was. Because he's out, being all hiding, right? So yeah, then he's kind of trying to be sneaky because he's real worried about this whole situation. He doesn't want to get he doesn't want to give the game away, right? Because this guy has told him he's going to do bodily harm to him if he finds out about him. So he's trying to be like, play it cool. And he's trying to like not eat all his food so he can take it with him and give it to the guy. So he's like, puts his buttered piece of bread in his pants pocket.
Oh.
He's trying to play it cool.
But then, sorry.
Like the whole thing where him and Joe, like this weird exchange where him and Joe like are supposed to be like having a discussion and they eat their bread at the same time. And Joe's kind of put off because he's not eating his bread. And then he shoves it in his pocket real quick and makes it look like he just stuffed it all in his mouth. And Joe is very upset by this because he didn't play the game proper, right? Like,
yeah. He's sad that he didn't play this, and so he is like, well, Joe, I didn't want to have to do this, but and then she's angry because they're not saying what's going on, and then finally Joe's like, well, what did he call it? He scarfed it. Was that the word?
Yeah, he scarfed it. And she's like, don't scarf it, it's bad, right? Like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
it was a very weird exchange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, it's so because the wonder and consternation with which Joe stopped on the threshold of his bite and stared at me were too evident to escape my sister's observation. Like, yes. Oh, okay. What's the matter now? Oh, yeah. And he says he scarfed it. He's like, manners is manners, and I didn't want to have to do this to you, Pip, but yeah, don't scarf. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yes, and then we learned
bolting.
that about
bolting is the word
bolting is out. Well, yeah, but he used synonyms. It's fine. He's talking about here. Then they talk about that there's another convict gone off and escaped,
right?
Because they fired the gun, which apparently is just like, oh, another one got out.
Just FYI, people.
Just FYI. So what we're learning here is that there is offshore here is a ship, right? We have a prison hulk, right? Because they were putting so many people in prison at this time that they were just like, well, we can't build prisons. What if we just stick them on boats out in the harbor? Perfect. Yes. What could go wrong?
Done.
Except for apparently people just like jumping off the boat all the time.
Also that.
Because we have 2 in 2 days. Right, is what this is implying. Because they were like, yeah, there was another one yesterday, and then there's another one like right now. They're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yes. And now, if you didn't get it the first encounter with the guy with the leg iron, now you're putting it all like really together of like, oh, that explains the weird guy in the beginning. Like, yeah, because now there's another one.
Yeah, cross the marshes, right? We always use that name for marshes in our country, the Miches, right? She calls them the Miches, right? That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And he says, I wonder who's put onto prison ships and why they're there. I said in a general way with the quiet desperation, right? Because he actually wants to know, but like he's trying to play off like he doesn't care really, but like he wants to know because I think he knows now that this guy was probably that guy, and he's like, oh no. But right, I tell you what, young fellow, she said, I didn't bring you up by hand to badger people's lives out.
So
it would be blamed to me and not praise if I had. People are put in the hulks because they murder and because they rob and forge and do all sorts of bad, and they always begin by asking questions. Now you get along to bed.
Yes. Yeah. She's so angry that he has all these questions apparently, and it's like he really doesn't have a whole lot. Like he has like 3,
Yeah.
but she's really not okay with this and tells him to go off. And I will say, like prior to this, there is this little bit of he's trying to figure out how he's going to like. So we know his situation now. And we know really the trouble that he's going to be in because not only was he out and now he has to keep this a secret and he did the weird thing with the butter, but he also has to steal from his sister and brother-in-law.
Yes.
Like, and there's this phrase here where see, he's trying to figure out when he's going to do this. And I don't know what page it's on, but he says, conscience is a dreadful thing when it accuses man or boy. But when, in the case of a boy, that secret burden cooperates with another secret burden down the leg of his trousers, it is, as I can testify, a great punishment, right? So he's like really struggling with what he has to do. The guilt,
because he said earlier, I think it's a little before that, maybe, where he says, after the ships thing, he says, I felt fearfully sensible of the great convenience that the hulks were handy for me. I was clearly on my way there. I had begun by asking questions, and I was going to rob Mrs. Joe. Right?
Yes.
That's what...
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Where he's like, yep. Now he's, he knows what he has to do. He's trying to do this, and just after this, now he says, since that time, which is far enough away now, I have often thought that few people know the secrecy there is in the young under terror, no matter how unreasonable the terror, so that it be terror. Right? He's saying even though but what he's saying is, looking back now, it made no sense for me to be as scared as I was. Like I should have just told somebody; it would have been better. Like I should have, could have been resolved. But as he goes on, I was in mortal terror of the young man who wanted my heart and liver, because that was the threat, and that's all he's focused on. So it's irrational, but to the young and inexperienced, that's all there is. Like you don't know any better, and so the terror is real nonetheless, and they're still coping with it all the more, even more so because they're unexperienced.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it kind of that plays out when he's going to do the deed, right? He said, I got up, I went downstairs, and every board upon the way, and every crack in every board calling after me, stop, thief, and get up, Mrs. Joe, right? So like he's very aware of what's happening.
Yes.
Right? And also like he doesn't, I think he sort of exacerbates the whole situation because he like takes a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like I know he does that because he is fearful and does not want to have his liver eaten by the young man, but he takes like, I stole bread, some rind of cheese, a jar of mincemeat, some brandy, and a let's see,
meat bone.
Yeah, meat bone.
And a pork pie.
And a pie, right? The whole pie. Like, okay, man, you definitely didn't have to take the pie. Right? I feel like the pie is really the thing that's going to get you in trouble. Because, like, everything else, well, whatever. The pie, though, that's what you're going to get in trouble for. If you get in trouble for it, it's going to be for that. Right? So...
And I think what's interesting here is that he goes, I don't know if this was written in this way for a purpose, maybe so, but he goes into excruciating detail about this, what he stole and all this stuff. And then when he goes to take the file, he's just like, yeah, I opened it, I got it. And I left. Like there's
I think part of that is because like, I think maybe some of that is like stealing the file. There's like lots of other tools, right? And there's not just tons of food, right?
Yeah.
And also stealing from the husband is not as terrifying as stealing from his sister.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the other thing that's sort of implied there is that like that stealing from his sister is a much bigger deal. Like stealing from him is just like, whatever.
It didn't have as big of a prick of his conscience as it did with the food and against his sister, right? Because he knew, like, you're right. Like, it does have this feeling of food's probably not the most abundant thing. And like it's something that they think and talk and do go after a lot about. And the file is just on the, it's probably important, but he probably had 15 different files.
Yeah, it's probably more than one file out there. Probably not just a file, so like, meh. And so, then he slips out in the early morning, right?
Oh, and I need to start using this phrase more. It was a rhymey morning.
That's true.
Very
damp. It was pretty rhymey.
Rhymey. I love this. This makes me happy.
Okay, so maybe the reason I like chapter 3 better is because the next sentence in chapter 3 is the following. I had seen the damp lying on the outside of my little window, and if some goblin had been crying there all night and using the window for the pocket handkerchief. And now I saw the damp lying on the bare hedges in the spare grass, like a coarser sort of spider's web, hanging itself from twig to twig and blade to blade.
Boom.
Bam.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty
and
good.
I actually highlighted the very next sentence. On every rail and gate, wet lay clammy, and the marsh mist was so thick that the wooden finger on the post directing people to our village, a direction which they never accepted, for they never came there, was invisible to me.
Until I was quite close.
I like again. You're
let's go read the whole first paragraph. Then, as I looked up at it while it dripped, it seemed to me oppressed. It seemed to my oppressed conscience like a phantom devoting me to the hulks. Right,
Jeez.
like pointing him in that direction of the boats or
boats that way.
Like,
yes.
So, yes, he did, and this is where he's. This is where he's talking about how like it feels like everything is accusing him. Right? The banks and dikes came bursting at me through the mist. They cried. The cows, with their accusatory manner as I moved around.
One that had the black ox with a clerical air about him.
Yes, with a white cravat on. Right. What's okay? Fixed me so obstinately with his eyes and moved his blunt head round in such an accusatory manner as I moved around that I blubbered out to him. I couldn't help it, sir. It wasn't for myself that I took it. So this is what we would like to call racked with guilt. Right?
Yeah.
That is what...
Ladies and gentlemen, this indeed is how this is being expressed. Yes.
Yes. This is what we're talking about here. Right? Dreadful anguish, right? And so we have a lot of this going on, and he's thinking about this all the way there.
His feet are so cold, just like because he can't get warm because of the dampness, just like the leg iron of the man he's going to go see. Like he's really laying into this,
right? And then he sees a person, right? And then this sentence, again, this is how you know he's not actually thinking. He's like, I thought he would be more glad if I came upon him with his breakfast in an unexpected manner. So like he like snuck up on him and like tapped him on the shoulder, but he turned around and it's a different guy. And this guy, I mean, could tell he's different because this man has a hat. So like, oh no. Right. And so he goes, his mind says, it's the young man. And he like runs away.
Yes.
Right. He gets to the battery and he sees the person who he was looking for, the other guy who he is still hugging himself and limping. Basically like nothing has happened since yesterday. It's the same pose that he left him in.
Yes.
Right. When he tells him all the stuff, he gives him the stuff. And then, he says, he's like, it's bad out here, He's like, yeah, I know. Like, yes, I'm aware of that. This is not the best place to be. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then he's talking to him. He's like, were you followed? No, blah, blah. And he's like, he starts eating the food, right? He's gobbling it. And he's like, well, aren't you going to save some for the young man. And he's like, what?
Huh.
No, he doesn't want any. He's like, are you sure? I just saw him over there. And he like kind of freaks out.
Yeah. The guy's like, what? What
do you mean? He's like, wasn't he over there with you? And he's like, like he doesn't want to admit that he was lying, but he's also like, there was somebody else here. Oh my God, why?
Yeah. Because he's is this where he goes and he talks about so he's a little freaked out about this because he's like, yeah, didn't you hear the firing last night?
Yeah. He's like, that was firing, he said to himself.
Yes. And then he goes, I shouldn't wonder. You should have heard that. I heard it way over there, and you're much closer here. And then he goes on to basically talk about how when you're dying in the cold and you can't think of anything else, sometimes you don't really hear or like pay attention to a lot of stuff. But also, like, because he's like, this part was very. Said, when a man's alone on these flats with a light head and a light stomach, perishing of cold and want, he hears nothing all night. He hears nothing at all night, but guns and firing and voices calling. He sees soldiers, hears his number called, hears himself challenged, hears the rattle of the muskets, hears the orders, make ready, present, cover him, steady men, and is laid hands on, and there's nothing. And basically, he's just as Pip is all consumed and stressed out about what he's doing, this man is, even if he didn't hear the fire blast, but he was freaked out all night of being discovered, having run away.
Yes.
And that was
having the soldiers find him, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So it was carried a 4 closing in around him. Here's the numbers called, right? Because you got prisoners have numbers, right? So they would have been right in a very lame is potential reference here. You're known only by the number, right?
Yes, exactly.
5601. Yes, and then
this is where he ends up, and he's like, "Hey, did he have like did you notice anything interesting about that guy that you saw? Obviously, and he had a badly bruised face. Not here!" exclaimed the man, saying like. Where he obviously
he pointed to his face, here on his left cheek, mercilessly with the flat of his hand. Yeah, and so he apparently knows who this person is. And he's distressed. He's like, "Give me the file, boy." And I indicated in what direction the mist had shrouded the other man, and he looked at it for an instant, but he was down on the rank wet grass, filing into his iron like a madman, and not minding me. Or minding his own leg, which had an old chafe upon it and was bloody, but which he handled as roughly as if he had no more feeling in it than the file. And so he just starts filing like mad, and Pip's just like, I'm going to go now.
Yep. I told him I must go, and I left.
Yeah. And he's like, and I just, so I thought the best thing I could do was to slip off. Yes. That is correct. That is exactly the best thing you could do. And so he did. He just slipped off. The last I heard of him, I stopped in the mist to listen, and the file was still going. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
So that's where we leave here. Now we have to go back and face our deeds, which potentially not going to be great. But we'll...
Surely everything will be fine.
Tune in next time for that. That'll be
yes. So these were interesting chapters. I didn't feel like you said. I feel like there was definitely a word count being trying to get hit with these. But a lot did happen in the story. Like a lot did.
Oh, yes. And I feel like it was, I only felt that way about chapter 2 for some reason.
Chapter 2,
I don't really know why. I just did. I just felt like, I don't know, the pacing was just a little bit slower. Because we were introducing the characters of the sister and the brother and all that.
And I think it was some of the back and forth between Pip and Joe that was like, oh, this is supposed to be like a weird, like, nudge kind of dialogue. And I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Right. Yeah, right. Like I think that also is it too. Like I'm probably missing some context here because I am not an 1850s British person from Kent.
Yes.
So I don't know
Turns out.
what's happening here.
Yeah, I don't have all of this context.
I am missing something important probably. So, okay. Like,
Right.
that might be part of it, right? Then part of it was just kind of dragged down with some of that dialogue a little bit. But the other way, a lot did happen, right? We have a whole thing occurring here. So we'll see what happens now. I can't imagine the fallout from this is going to be particularly well received from Sister. He might get raised by hand a little bit higher off the floor. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see indeed. So,
yes.
All right. So, do you want to do 3 more for next time?
Yes, I think that'll work. I think 3's fine with me. Are you okay, or do you want to do 4?
That's fine.
Okay.
No, I mean, we can try it. Let's see. 3's fine with me too.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, 3 more.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Very nice.
And if you have nothing else, then I do have a haiku for you.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, man. There we go.
Okay.
Brought to you by yesterday. All right. Aromas waft through the house, drawing all to the kitchen. Sneaking bites.
Sneaking bites. Yes.
Allegedly.
Who knows? Sorry.
Who knows? Can't prove it. It's fine.
Sorry, Mrs. Joe. Don't hit me.
Yeah, no, don't do ladle, no.
I like it. And yes, bites were snuck. It's fine. Just
of course. Obviously.
Yes. Very nice. Love it. Oh, well, we will keep on. Keep it on here. And
next part.
And see what Pip gets into next time.
All right, probably nothing great, but we'll see how it goes.
Yes, for being honest.
Based on the first 3 chapters, nothing good.
We all know.
That's what he's going to get up to.
We all know, but we'll know for sure.
That's true.
This time next week.
Okay, yes.
There you go. And on that,
stay tuned.
And on bombshell, there you go. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.